નમસ્તે. ગુજરાત સમાચાર એશિયન વોઇસ દ્વારા આયોજિત આ સોનેરી સંગતના ત્રીજા એપિસોડમાં આપણે મહિલા દિનની ઉજવણી નિમિત્તે મહિલા સશક્તિકરણ વિશે ચર્ચા કરીશું. On behalf of Asian Voice and Gujarat Samachar, I welcome to all of you to the third episode of Soneri Sangat. Today, as we gather to celebrate International Women's Day. Before we begin this program, let's start with the prayer by Maya Deepak. Maya Deepak is a renowned singer from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. આપણે માયાબેનને આમંત્રિત કરીએ. માયા દીપક એ અમદાવાદથી ગુજરાતથી આવે છે અને તેઓ આજે આપણને મહિલા વિશેનું એક ગીત સંભળાવશે. માયા દીપક.
સૌને નમસ્તે. ઇન્ટરનેશનલ વુમન્સ ડે ની સર્વને શુભકામના. જતો રહ્યો પણ હવે આપણે આ કાર્યક્રમમાં જોડાયા છે તો નારી વિશેનું એક સરસ ગીત હું રજૂ કરું છું. કવિયત્રી જિજ્ઞાસા ઢીંગારા એમણે લખેલું છે, હિન્દી કવિયત્રી છે. ફૂલો કી મુસ્કાન હે નારી, फूलों की मुस्कान है नारी, प्रतिज्ञा का प्रतीक है नारी. फूलों की मुस्कान है नारी, कोमलता का प्रतीक है नारी. अपनी जिद पर आ जाए जब, अपनी जिद पर आ जाए जब, प्रतिज्ञा का प्रतीक है नारी. फूलों की मुस्कान है नारी. बिजली की गरज है नारी, बिजली की गरज है नारी. बादल की आवाज है नारी, बादल की आवाज है नारी. धरती का सम्मान है नारी, धरती का सम्मान है नारी. देवी का वरदान है नारी. फूलों की मुस्कान है नारी. यही है चंडी, यही है काली, यही है चंडी, यही है काली. रूप निराला, अदा निराली, रूप निराला, अदा निराली. बेटी बहन माँ हर रूप में मिलती है नारी, खिलती है नारी, मिलती है नारी. फूलों का मुस्कान है नारी, कोमलता का प्रतीक है नारी. अपनी जिद पर आ जाए जब, प्रतिज्ञा का प्रतीक है नारी. फूलों की मुस्कान है नारी, फूलों की मुस्कान है नारी. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Mayaben. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now our ABPL Group Bureau in Chief, Nilesh Bhai Parmar, will read this news. Nilesh Bhai Parmar.
Thank you, કોકિલાબેન. વતનના વાવડ વતનની ભાષામાં રજૂ કરતા ગુજરાત સમાચારના કાર્યક્રમમાં આપનું સ્વાગત છે. આ સપ્તાહના સંક્ષિપ્ત સમાચારો પર એક નજર. આજે આપણે શરૂઆત કરીએ સૌને સ્પર્શતા બ્રિટનના સમાચાર સાથે. ભારતની સાથે સાથે બ્રિટનમાં પણ સંસદીય ચૂંટણીનું કાઉન્ટડાઉન શરૂ થઈ ગયું છે અને તેની અસર ચાન્સેલર જેરેમી હન્ટે રજૂ કરેલા સ્પ્રિંગ બજેટમાં પણ જોવા મળી રહી છે. નાણાપ્રધાને રજૂ કરેલા ચૂંટણી પહેલાના સંભવિત છેલ્લા બજેટે કहीं ખુશી કहीं ગમનો માહોલ સર્જ્યો છે. જેરેમી હન્ટે નેશનલ ઇન્સ્યોરન્સમાં 2% રાહત આપીને વર્કિંગ ક્લાસના દિલ જીતવાનો પ્રયાસ તો કર્યો છે, પરંતુ ઇન્કમ ટેક્સમાં કોઈ રાહત આપવાનું ટાળ્યું છે. સાથે સાથે જ ચાન્સેલરે ચાઇલ્ડ બેનિફિટ્સનો દાયરો વધારીને વાલીઓને રાહત આપી છે. નાના રોકાણકારો માટે નવી સેવિંગ સ્કીમ જાહેર કરી છે, જ્યારે નાના બિઝનેસને મોટી રાહત આપવા વેટ રજિસ્ટ્રેશન મર્યાદા 85,000 પાઉન્ડથી વધારીને 90,000 પાઉન્ડ કરી છે. આમ ચાન્સેલર હન્ટે એક તરફ રાહત આપી છે તો બીજી તરફ સરકારની તિજોરી ભરવાનો પણ પ્રયાસ કર્યો છે એમ કહી શકાય. બજેટ અંગે વિગતવાર માહિતી મેળવવા માટે વાંચો આ સપ્તાહનું ગુજરાત સમાચાર. પોસ્ટ ઓફિસ હોરાઇઝન સ્કેન્ડલના પીડિત પોસ્ટ માસ્ટર્સને ચૂકવાયેલું ઘણું ઓછું વળતર ખરેખર તો કલંક છે. આ અભિપ્રાય રજૂ થયો છે બિઝનેસ એન્ડ ટ્રેડ કમિટીના રિપોર્ટ. કમિટીએ રિપોર્ટમાં સ્પષ્ટ કર્યું છે કે પોસ્ટ ઓફિસ હોરાઇઝન સ્કેન્ડલના અસરગ્રસ્તો માટે કોઈ વળતર યોજના યોગ્ય નથી. આથી કમિટીએ રિપોર્ટમાં ભારપૂર્વક ભલામણ કરી છે વળતરની આ યોજનાઓનું સંચાલન પોસ્ટ ઓફિસ પાસેથી છીનવી લઈને નવી સ્વતંત્ર સંસ્થાને તેની જવાબદારી સોંપવી જોઈએ. હવે વાત કરીએ ગુજરાતના મહત્વના સમાચાર. અમદાવાદની આગવી ઓળખ એવા જગવિખ્યાત સાબરમતી આશ્રમનો કાયાકલ્પ કરવા આશ્રમ ભૂમિવનના નામનું મહત્વકાંક્ષી પ્રોજેક્ટ હાથ ધરાયો છે. યોજના અંતર્ગત મહાત્મા ગાંધીજીએ સ્થાપેલા અને તેમને અતિ પ્રિય એવા આ આશ્રમનું 1200 કરોડ રૂપિયાના ખર્ચે નવીનીકરણ થશે. 5 એકરમાં ફેલાયેલા સાબરમતી આશ્રમના મૂળ સ્ટ્રક્ચરને યથાવત રાખીને આસપાસના 50 એકરના વિસ્તારમાં મુલાકાતીઓ માટે આંતરરાષ્ટ્રીય સ્તરની સુવિધાઓ વિકસાવાશે. વડાપ્રધાન નરેન્દ્ર મોદીએ 12 માર્ચે દાંડી કૂચના દિવસે પ્રોજેક્ટનો શિલાન્યાસ કરતા કહ્યું હતું, જે દેશ વારસો નથી સાચવતો તે ભવિષ્યને ગુમાવી દે છે. લોકસભા ચૂંટણીની તારીખો જાહેર થવાની ઘડીઓ ગણાઈ રહી છે ત્યારે રાજ્યના બે મુખ્ય પક્ષો ભાજપ અને કોંગ્રેસે ઉમેદવારોની યાદીને આખરી ઓપ આપી રહ્યા છે. કોંગ્રેસે લાંબા ઇંતજાર બાદ પ્રથમ યાદીમાં 7 બેઠકોના ઉમેદવારો જાહેર કર્યા છે. મંગળવારે જાહેર કરેલી આ યાદીમાં કચ્છ, બનાસકાંઠા, પોરબંદર, બારડોલી, વલસાડ અને અમદાવાદ ઈસ્ટ તથા અમદાવાદ વેસ્ટના ઉમેદવારોનો સમાવેશ થાય છે. બાકી 19 બેઠકો પર ઉમેદવારોના નામ કોંગ્રેસ હવે જાહેર કરશે, જ્યારે ભાજપે અત્યાર સુધીમાં કુલ 22 બેઠકોના ઉમેદવારો જાહેર કર્યા છે. ભાજપે બુધવારે જાહેર કરી બીજી યાદીમાં વડોદરા, છોટાઉદેપુર, સુરત, વલસાડ, સાબરકાંઠા, ભાવનગર અને અમદાવાદ પૂર્વ એમ 7 બેઠકોના ઉમેદવારો જાહેર કર્યા છે. મહેસાણા, જુનાગઢ, સુરેન્દ્રનગર અને અમરેલી બેઠક પર ભાજપ કોને મેદાનમાં ઉતારશે તે જોવું રહ્યું. હવે એક નજર કરીએ ભારતના મહત્વના સમાચાર. ભારતમાં સોમવારથી સિટીઝન એમેન્ડમેન્ટ એક્ટ લાગુ થઈ ગયો છે. CAA નામથી વધુ જાણીતા આ કાયદાની સંસદ ગૃહમાં 4 વર્ષ પહેલા જ મંજૂરી મળી ગઈ હતી, પરંતુ નોટિફિકેશન હવે જારી થતા તેનો અમલ શક્ય બન્યો છે. CAA અંતર્ગત મુસ્લિમ બહુમતી ધરાવતા 3 પડોશી દેશો પાકિસ્તાન, અફઘાનિસ્તાન અને બાંગ્લાદેશમાં વસતા અલ્પસંખ્યક સમુદાયના લોકો ચોક્કસ પ્રક્રિયાને અનુસરી ભારતની નાગરિકતા મેળવી શકશે. અલ્પસંખ્યક સમુદાયમાં હિન્દુ, જૈન, શીખ, ખ્રિસ્તી, બૌદ્ધ અને પારસીઓનો સમાવેશ થાય છે. ગૃહપ્રધાન અમિત શાહે CAA ને લાગુ કરતું નોટિફિકેશન જારી કર્યું. તે સાથે જ વિરોધ પક્ષોએ આને ચૂંટણીલક્ષી પગલું ગણાવીને તેની કાનૂની સ્વીકૃતિ સામે સવાલ ઉઠાવ્યા છે. ઉત્તર પ્રદેશની જ્ઞાનવાપી મસ્જિદ બાદ હવે કોર્ટે મધ્યપ્રદેશની ધાર ભોજશાળાનો વૈજ્ઞાનિક સર્વે કરવા ભારતીય પુરાતત્વ વિભાગને આદેશ કર્યો છે. હિન્દુ મુસ્લિમ સમુદાય વચ્ચે વર્ષોથી વિવાદનું કેન્દ્ર બનેલી ધાર ભોજશાળાનો સર્વે કરાવવા હિન્દુ પક્ષે અરજી કરી હતી. આ ધાર ભોજશાળાનું નિર્માણ રાજા ભોજે કરાવ્યું હતું. તે એક વિદ્યાપીઠ હતી અને તેમાં દેવી સરસ્વતીની મૂર્તિ પણ સ્થપાઈ હતી. બાદમાં મુસ્લિમ શાસક તેને મસ્જિદમાં બદલી નાખી હોવાનું કહેવાય છે. આજે ભોજશાળામાં મુસ્લિમોને શુક્રવાર નમાઝ પઢવાની મંજૂરી મળેલી છે, તો હિન્દુઓને મંગળવારે પૂજા અર્ચના કરવાની છૂટ છે. હિન્દુ ફ્રન્ટ ફોર જસ્ટિસની માંગ છે કે ભોજશાળાનું સંપૂર્ણ આધિપત્ય હિન્દુઓને સોંપવું જોઈએ. આ સપ્તાહે બસ આટલું છે. આ અને આવા તમામ સમાચાર વિગતવાર વાંચવા અને જાણવા માટે નિયમિત વાંચતા રહો ગુજરાત સમાચાર. નમસ્તે.
થેન્ક યુ નિલેશભાઈ. હવે આપણે આ મહિલા સશક્તિકરણ માટે વિવિધ ક્ષેત્રે જે સક્રિય મહિલા અગ્રણીઓ છે એ આ કાર્યક્રમમાં જોડાનાર છે, જેનું સંચાલન ડોક્ટર કૃષ્ણાબેન પૂજારા કરશે. એ પહેલા હું કૃષ્ણાબેનને આપું ત્યાર પહેલા હું કૃષ્ણાબેનનો પણ ટૂંકો પરિચય આપું. Taking this program ahead, I would like to welcome Dr. Krishna Pujara. Before that, I would like to give her short intro for her. Dr. Krishna Pujara is a front runner in developing services to empower women nationwide as the Chief Executive of Enfield Saheli. Enfield Saheli is an organization set up in 1991 to enable women to participate fully in social, cultural, and civic life. Empowering women to make informed choices, Dr. Krishna's passion for supporting women and her track record of success is truly impressive in promoting the concern of women. Regarding domestic violence, forced marriages, and trafficking in UK, and globally speaking, volumes about her dedication and commitment to the communities through her work. Dr. Krishna has become an active ambassador and voice of communities. Along with her influential leadership, she brings other leaders from different walks of life to join her in her cause too. Through her work as the former chairperson of Women's Aid, Krishna has made a lot of difference to so many lives and has been instrumental in developing voluntary organizations in the UK. Krishna is active with so many national and international organizations. She is the chair in a group of 100 global women leaders, president of UK India Businesses Council for the Women's Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry UK, trustee of North London Asian Care, chairperson of All Ladies League UK, chairperson of Women Economy Forum UK, chairperson of the Enfield Domestic Abuse Operational Forum. She is the vice president of the National Council of Gujarati Organizations UK, secretary general of the Sardar Patel Memorial Society UK. Thank you. I will welcome Krishnaben Pujara.
Thank you, Kokila. Oh my God, I thought it went on and on. Nay, thank you for such a lovely introduction. Right. Kokila Ben, I wish I could see you, but I know your device is not working. So we'll take this forward now. Do you want me to start, Kokila Ben?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to Gujarat Samachar Asian Voice for having us here today. Today, we come together to celebrate the incredible strength, resilience, and accomplishments of women everywhere. આજે આપણે હેપી ઇન્ટરનેશનલ વિમેન્સ ડે કે હેપી ઇન્ટરનેશનલ વિમેન્સ મંથ હવે થઈ ગયું છે, કારણ કે એક દિવસમાં બધી ઉજવણી નથી થતી. આખો મંથ carries on as an International Women's Month now. We want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you, the dynamic members of the Gujarat Samachar community. Let's reflect on the strides we have made and the powerful impact we continue to create as a community. It's a day, a month to honor the diversity of our stories, the strength of our voices, and the boundless possibilities when women support and uplift one another. So today we have got a number of guests. Today I'm really pleased that we've got a variety of guests who have joined us today to share their stories, their achievements and inspirations with us. Let's look at the personal triumph, a professional milestone, or a moment of empowerment. We will be talking about experiences contribute to the rich tapestry of empowered community. As we all know, your voice really matters, and together we can make a difference. So let's continue to shine the spotlight. So I'll go to the first speaker today. And I'm glad that Meenal Jaiswal has also joined us. I just saw her signing in. So I will go, Maya Ben, thank you very much for that lovely, lovely, empowering song for the Mahilas, which was amazing. You are an inspiration to a lot of us, and we know that arts and culture matter a lot. So we'll now go to Chinu Kishore. Chinu Kishore is an amazing soul sister, and she has worked very hard in promoting culture from the Assamese community. Please welcome Chinu Kishore.
Namaste, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Krishnaben. First of all, and Gujarat Samachar and Asian Voice for the opportunity to actually give an introduction and tell about me and all the women here and the men as well. A happy International Women's Month, because I think women only doesn't celebrate the Women's Month or day or every day. It's men as well. Without the men, we're nothing really. With the helpful men, of course, and supportive men, that including my husband, what I do day to day. Thank you for it. And today, actually, I'm going to talk about like how I am trying to showcase my culture, art and culture of Assam. And the main intention is because I am only good at that. So if I'm taking the art and culture, and that way I'm going to be able to talk about Assam and Assamese culture and how beautiful Assam is. And indirectly, I'm also promoting the tourism. And you know how Assam, Modi ji has been like kind of promoting Assam too. I think that is something really, really admirable. And I'm really glad Modi ji is our Prime Minister. First of all, I have been living in this country for almost 20 odd years, and I'm by profession, I'm a civil engineer, and I'm a director for a company. I work for NHS hospitals at the moment, trying to help them on different things. However, in my spare time, I actually try to devote my time to art and culture of Assam. Myself, I'm a dancer. I'm a classical Satriya dancer, which is probably most of you know that this is a 8 classical dance form of India, and it actually depicts of the mythological story of Ram and Krishna. And this is the only classical dance which is at the moment, it's a live kind of a tradition. A live tradition, what I mean to say is we have monasteries in Assam, which are beautiful place called Majuli, which a few months ago, there was like these monasteries, we call it Satra. And Satras are managed by Satradhikar. And Satradhikas, this is the reason the Satriya is being kind of practiced in the Satras, which is the classical dance. And these are kind of a religious or organization, but where we pray Vishnu, or Vaishnavism has been kind of cultivated. These are mostly like people who they teach from the very young age to kind of they live there, and they kind of it's their kind of a dharma they celebrate there. Saying that, I'm also kind of promote the folk of Assam, which is, you probably know, we have done a world record on 11,000 Bihu dances in Assam, which is promoted by our very, very able Chief Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, and I think a very popular kind of a person in in political history of India. I think Modi ji is like how in UP's Chief Minister ji and then Assam Chief Minister, they both are very popular in India. Doing what I actually been very thankful to Krishna ji and some of the women who have holds it, because they gave, and CB sir as well, who give me really an opportunity to showcase my art form to the people who have never seen it. And it is the most beautiful art form actually we have. And this is the reason, like it has been a struggle, it has been a really hard work, but I'm glad I met you people, like you people, and the platform like this where I could actually talk about it. And you know, last 5-6 years probably I could do it. Before that it was really struggle, and I'm really thankful about it. And if you guys really want to know about Assam or Assamese art form and culture, please do give me opportunity again to showcase my dance forms. I have a big group who actually showcase the Bihu or other folks of Assam, and as well as the Satriya. As a woman, you know how
So, sorry to interrupt you. So tell us a bit more about how does International Women's Day fall in within your dancing practice, and how does it inspire others?
yeah, that's it. So what happens, like for obviously women here are very, very busy. So only way I could probably give them we call it a self-care for the women when it comes to dance, because it gives them like the happiness, the people who are interested to do it. Also at the time, like when they are free, as a kind of a pastime, we give them the workshop. We do a workshop for them, so that in the spare time, or especially the retired women who wants to do it, who wants to kind of have a little relaxation through dances, then I do like I do a simple steps for them, and I kind of involve them to at least learn a new art form. And through that they can forget what's happened in the house, and all the day-to-day activities. So that's something I do. As well as the women who come from Assam, it's very difficult for especially student and all, very difficult to get a kind of a come here and get a platform, or get that inspiration to on them. And then I introduce people like Krishnaji, or the platforms we get here through the people where I give them the opportunity to go and meet other people and learn from other women the strength, and also shoulder to shoulder, basically, if something they want to do in future, not only the art side of it, the other, like NGOs, supporting other women, then I bring them through the dance and art form, but then it becomes something else. So these are the kind of a
Confidence, yeah?
mechanism. Yeah,
So
these are the
it helps. Yeah.
it definitely helped them.
They help
So
the
through
building
the
confidence and in terms of moving on in life, isn't it? So thank you,
definitely.
Chino.
Thank you.
I'm just conscious of the time, so
No,
we have
thank
to
you.
move
Thank
on.
you.
So thank you, but I'll come back to you
Thank you.
shortly. I'm just
Thank you.
conscious of the time.
No
So
problem.
thank you. But it's been very good, and I know that dance form has helped to develop confidence as well as the emotional well-being and the healthcare as well. So thank you very
Definitely.
much for
Thank
joining
you.
in. Right.
Thank you.
So we go on to our next speaker, and we have got a lovely young lady, an amazing soul sister, who runs a Facebook group called Indians in London, but is also a lecturer by profession. So can we please welcome Minal Jaiswal, please? Yeah, hi Minal, are you there? Yeah, I was trying to look for you. Sorry. Yeah, great. It's so lovely to have you, Minal. Can you introduce yourself a little bit and then tell us the difference International Women's Day or month make in all of our lives? Yeah. Thank you. Can't hear you. I think there's a problem with your sound. Okay. Maybe come out of the. No.
Okay, let me join back
Yeah,
again.
that's good. That's good. Now we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah,
Okay.
now we can.
Okay.
Your Bluetooth is out.
So, thank you for giving me this opportunity to join this wonderful group of people who empower others. So, it's wonderful to meet you and Chinu. I've met so many times, both of you, CBG and others. So, thank you for that. It's really nice to take a break from what we are doing in our busy lives and, meet other people who are inspiring. So, my introduction, as you've mentioned, um, I run a group which is also on Facebook, and it's also a registered not-for-profit organization, which has approximately 40,000 members in it. We do a lot of different kind of work through that group. It initially was a social group where we met, as international students. I've lived 13 years alone in this country, and for mental well-being, it was good to meet and connect with other people who had similar journey, and when we don't have family, celebrate things together. And over the years, over the last, it's been running since 2004. Over the last more than a decade, it has become more of a social community rather than a social group, because it's 40,000 from just 30, 40 people. So we have done a lot of work, from organizing events just for entertainment to during COVID going over mental well-being workshops, or arranging help in various parts of UK and of course India, when we had to um, when the High Commission wanted us to source oxygen uh, concentrators and send them across. So we did 40 oxygen concentrators, which cost 600 pounds each. So we fundraised and we sent that across as well. So the group is very vibrant, very active. It does support a lot of people. As an admin, any time of the day, people just approach, from issues like domestic violence to, finding an immigration solicitor, to when, they want to arrange funerals for some sudden deaths of students. So my phone is always 24/7, getting constant messages, with various kinds of different problems. And somehow I've become medium to solve those issues as best as I can. When I can, I do, or I connect. So amazing thing is, we have amazing network of people amongst us. And whenever we can't solve any issue, like we reach out to maybe Krishna ji, Trupti ji, Geeta Morla. It's amazing network that we have of communities that we work together. Rashmi sometimes, or Chinu. So this is wonderful thing about people who are here, the Indians in London. We are all always trying to help other people, no matter what, even if we don't know them. So that's the group. We have our big Holi coming up next weekend. So we are really, really, really very busy, and so that is my personal passion. Okay, the passion is to give back to the community, and it was because I was trying to overcome my personal issues. I started focusing on helping others, so that I don't end up, thinking about how big my problem is. That is how it started, and it has kept me going over the past year, so many years. My professional life, I am actually a qualified fashion designer, having studied my bachelor's in home science and doing my diploma in fashion. And here I've come and I've done a couple of masters in marketing and project management. So at the moment, after my road accident, um, I am actually working as a lecturer with Global Banking School, full time. And on my day offs, I work with University of East London. So unfortunately, I never have time. I'm always busy, but I like to be busy. So that's my introduction. Um, what the International Women's Day means to me. I come from a very privileged background. I wouldn't say money wise, but my parents never kind of stopped me from doing anything because I was a girl child. In fact, I remember a conversation I was told that, why my parents' cousin, my father's cousins told him not to send me to an English medium school in Bombay. in the 70s. And they did not listen to these, relatives. And I was the first girl in the family, like in 3 generations. And they actually sent me to English medium school. They actually did not ask me to get married at the age, when most Indian girls my age, I mean, all my classmates got married. So I was allowed to do what I want. My father was a doctor. He was educated in Germany, and my mom was a double master's. She's 81 now, but yeah, she was a double master's, and that is where my empowerment comes from, being allowed to live the way I want. I got married at the age of 39, which is after I helped relieve family duties. Like my brother passed away after I married his daughter off. I got married. So, but it was not a very easy journey, and I was only able to do it because I was blessed to have the education that was provided to me, and a confident environment as a child that was provided to me. So for me, that is women empowerment, when your family actually stands up for you and also teaches you how to fight for yourself. So I do remember, like, my father sitting in a meeting, where he was the president of the society, and where, I asked why I can't be part of the committee, as a girl, because I'm more educated than the other people of my building, society. And all the elders, they were just watching us, and they were saying, no, 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 it has never happened. And my father didn't say a word. He kept quiet, and I was looking at him, and I was arguing my way into it. I was like, why not? I'm more educated, I can organize better events, I can do better than these people who are dropouts. And I did manage to get my way in. And I remember him coming and saying to me, if you choose to serve the community, make sure you have thick skin. So that is what I remember. That is women empowerment. He did not help me into it, but he taught me how to fight my way in. So that is women empowerment. Of late, just yesterday, I was traveling to work, and my cab driver was a lady in hijab. That is women empowerment to me. Or you could say it is just 40 years ago. It was the Basanti with her dhanno. That is the women empowerment for me. To see women doing such work, in society, where they are able to take care of their families. They must be having amazing people behind them. I have colleagues from Afghanistan who are lecturers, which is very surprising that now the women in the country there are actually fighting for right to education. So yes, we are living in 2024, but there are countries where women don't have any rights. We are privileged ones, so let's make the best use of it.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you. And thank you very much for joining us, Meenal. I know there is so much more to learn about you. And as we said, you are always busy, but I'm sure Kokilaben will be calling you back again to have a special session with you to learn more about your experiences, because you are an amazing soul sister, and I've always enjoyed listening to you. And like you said, the lecturers, and as you know, the theme for this year's is social inclusion, and I'll be talking about that in a little while. And I'll come back to you again after we have listened to one of our other sister. Yes, thank you. So, right. So we now go on to our speaker for today, and she is also very well known within the community. She was recognized by the Queen's Honors when she received an MBE in 2022. She has spent the past 20 years assisting thousands of women in London and throughout the country who have been exposed to poor mental health, physical and financial health. Sushma ji has coordinated hundreds of online courses, one-to-one free well-being counseling and pastoral care for women, particularly those from ethnic minority backgrounds who have been rendered helpless as a result of physical, financial, and emotional abuse. Sushma ji committed her efforts to encouraging women to emerge out of the COVID epidemic stronger than ever before through her customized online seminars and workshops teaching skills in beauty and alternative treatments, stress management through yoga courses, and interview skills for securing a job. We all know Sushma ji is a pharmacist by profession and also an Ayurvedic consultant, a homeopath, a lecturer, author, philanthropist who is passionate about empowering women. I think I would love to go on and on talking about her, but let's hear from her because she's also a wife and a mother to 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, as well as a mother-in-law to 2 daughters-in-law and a grandmother. She also cares for her husband's parents and visits her 89-year-old mother several times a week. Sushma ji, please welcome and share your story with us. Please welcome Sushma ji.
Namaste ji. Namaste everyone. Thank you for your beautiful introduction, Krishna ji. And good afternoon, Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you to Asian Voice and Krishna ji for giving me this opportunity to be part of International Women's Day. Your previous speakers were very inspiring, Juno ji and Minal ji, and their work is fascinating, actually. CBG, thank you, Mr. CB. Thank you always for inspiring us through your own community work, through your Asian Voice, in connecting people, connecting women as well. So that's really great to be in your presence. Thank you. I'd like to highlight a very basic thing, actually, but it's very important, is that women's health, that's the field I've been working in for the last 30, 40 years. And it is of the utmost. We can talk about women empowerment, but if we haven't got the health, we will not be empowered. And that is the basic part of it. And it was great hearing your speakers, how they're connecting women together. And that is one of the things that I wanted to highlight. Without health, there's no empowerment. We are the women, we're the power, we're the Shakti. This is how we drive the world. And we need the energy to be able to do that. And without health, we cannot do that, actually. It's absolutely incredible, even in this day, how women don't even have access to basic things for their well-being, for menstrual well-being, for menopausal, for contraception. And I'm actually talking about this country. I'm not even talking about any third world country. So we've got a lot of work still to do. And one of the things I just wanted to touch on is how Ayurveda can help. That's something I've specialized in, how it can help us with health and hence empowerment. It's because it's unique. It gives us an individual approach. We can take from it whatever we wish, and it will help us. It will help us to empower our minds. In particular, I'm talking about meditation and mindfulness. And I know some of your guests here are good at teaching and doing that. But let's take a moment in our lives and encourage others who are also in our group to spend a few minutes every day on meditation and mindfulness. All I'm saying is take a pause. Meditation doesn't mean sitting for hours, because I know we don't have the time, and Krishnaji does so much you wouldn't have the time. It's just taking a few minutes to get our minds clear. When we do that, then only we can be empowered. So I have a leaflet, a booklet on women's health and top tips for mental well-being. So please do ask your readers, your listeners, if they want a copy, and I will send it. Most of my work has been getting women out into the workplace. So they have a voice, so that they feel financially independent, so that their self-esteem is raised, and they have a niche of their own. Only then can we be empowered. If you're in the home and you have other wishes and your goals are not being met, it's unlikely, we can go ahead and empower other women. So it's even my work with the homeless women, I found, though they have nothing, but because they've been empowered by the work that's going on, they were able to give. They wanted themselves to do voluntary work. And I came back inspired. Rather than me going there to inspire them, they inspired me because they still had so much to give, even though they had very little. So I would say just some tips for helping our well-being and hence our progression is let's use uplifting vocabulary. Recently, I was at a conference and one of the speakers said, let's use the word homemaker rather than housewife. Homemaker is more powerful. Small things like that. Let's watch our vocabulary to help us empower women, become a mentor for others. Look after our physical well-being, Abhyanga, Shirodhara, all these balancing our doshas. Ayurveda has all the answers. So please, call upon the experts in our community to help you with that. And that's really my short message, really. Look after ourselves so we can empower others. And once again, thank you for the opportunity, Krishna ji, CBG, and Kokila ji. The song at the beginning was beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you, Sushma ji. It is lovely to have you. And thank you for sharing about mindfulness and your well-being, because it's very important that we look after ourselves before we look after other people. I will be coming for question and answer shortly, Raviji. I know you got your hand up, but I will be coming back on that because we're still continuing before we come on to question and answer. Let's continue to shine the spotlight on the extraordinary women making waves in various fields. If you know someone whose story deserves recognition, please share it with Gujarat Samachar. We believe in celebrating each other's successes and championing the positive change we collectively bring to the world. So please feel free to share with Kokila Ben or CB Pai or Mahesh Pai is here as well. And I'm sure they would be interested in knowing other women who is doing a lot to make a difference, So as we mark this special day or the month, remember that your contributions are invaluable and your potential is limitless. May the strength, grace, and determination of every woman in our community inspire us to reach new heights and create a world where equality and empowerment flourish. Yeah. I'm sure we have got a number of questions, and we are going to have a little discussion on, because the theme this year is social inclusion and how do we include, because the gender parity is a real issue for women. And it's so lovely to have some men here, so there is going to be some questions on men as well. But before we do that, Raviji, you had a question. Do you want to say it now, please? You're muted.
Yeah, more than a question, I think it's where do we go from here? I think women, if you look at the statistics now, they're better educated, they're earning more money now than ever before, they're more powerful in the roles they take up. That's great. And how do you get the equality? Now, with social inclusion is a theme of this year. So social inclusion means women who perhaps are disadvantaged because of their education or because of their social background, financial background. So I think what we've got to look at is what is it that's going to empower these women to come forward. So one of the things that I think we've got to really look at is we've heard from meditation can help somebody get the best out of the person, because they're looking inwards and seeing what is their inner strength and what can they bring out to improve their lives and the lives around them. Of course, there's things like music. We've just heard a fantastic bhajan at the beginning. And that again is empowering, and empowering doesn't necessarily mean to bring money, but it means that you feel that you're contributing not just to yourself and better well-being, but also the community at large. And we have been brought down to this earth for a reason, and we all have to see what is our reason. And that is a question I have: is are we all thinking about what our reason is, and are we implementing it? So in terms for International Women's Day, are we all thinking of how we can help women as well as men who are not perhaps as socially advantaged as we are? And let's see how we can bring them up forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Raviji, and I think that's a very good point, because that's one thing I was going to include something in the International Women's Day where men are concerned, but you brought it straight away. It seems like you're reading my mind. Anybody wants to answer Raviji's question or his thought in terms of where do we move forward? Yeah, Chinu, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think I so agree with Raviji. We are so advanced now, as Raviji said, we are doing so many things. I am in a kind of a field, I'm leading like a group of men and a woman and everything. But then coming into kind of a looking after or the self-care or, like we don't do it. I'll give you an example because this is what I was thinking yesterday. Obviously, my husband, he understand that, I do everything in the house, cleaning to cooking to everything. And he will tell me that, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But then we women ourselves, we think we are like a kind of we have got like 20 hands and we can do everything and try to be best on everything. And I think something women needs to learn. We are not best in everything. We need to look after ourselves. We need to be really kind of commit down ourselves at personal level as well. I'm all the time on the toes. Why do I do this? This is what we need to think. We need to start thinking like men, I think. So I think we need to be taking a little back step and like kind of a chill now. We are equal to men now. We don't need to do that to be ahead of them. So this is what my point of view. I may be wrong, but that is very personal. Okay, I do think we need to think about ourselves now. We need to self-care. We're not Durgama anymore.
Can I just say something about that? You're so right. There was a time when women would do everything at home, including cooking, cleaning, then picking up the dishes from the table, washing them and putting them away. But I think certainly the next generation, you see that they come home and they contribute, if not 50-50, but certainly a lot more than they used to. And same even with my generation. We I think through forums like this and International Women's Day generally, and other the not the peer pressure, but certainly learning from other people in the community, that is something the men can be doing. So the women empowerment is not just about empowering women; it's empowering men to be doing things as well, so that there is equality for men as well as women, so that everyone feels that they're equally doing the work and they feel equally valued at home as well as at work.
So that's why on the International Women's Day or the month, I'm going to talk about men. And I do think it is relevant that we still operate in a world where the fight for women's rights is still largely the domain of women. And I don't understand why. We say that International Women's Day and not for men, but without men, obviously, it won't be possible for us to move. I mean, and I think we need to take this moment and remember all the women who have worked really hard over the years and years, hundreds of years to fight for women's rights. And the work continues. I mean, I was in Italy a couple of weeks ago where we had a meeting with the president of Italy, and we talked about women's rights. And they said they're making changes at policy level. I mean, there are changes here in UK as well, but then other parts of the world, like Sushma ji said, that not everywhere it's like really green. There are changes, but especially for young women, a lot of organizations hesitate to give them jobs because they do not want to bear the cost of maternity, they do not want childcare, they do not want absenteeism. And the law doesn't help them. So they go for like mature women who they know will not be ill, doesn't have responsibilities. So how do we make a change? How do we bring in the gender parity? In terms of gender parity, we know that women doing the same job as men, they would still not be paid enough, or same salary as men do, even though they work hard. So this campaign for raising, and I think this is the month when we really have our input and see how we can make a difference, even a little difference that goes in. Like today we are talking about it, and I know a lot of employers are here, and see what they are doing. Put a hand on your heart and see if you're paying the same amount of salary to a woman that you are paying to a man who is doing the same job. And I know some men would not even want to employ younger women who are young mothers, because they know that sick leave happen a lot because childcare issues are there, or if the woman is going on maternity leave, it's all an extra cost. So there are difficult times, and I think this is the work that we are doing with at policy level with the government to see what else, what type of support that the government can give and encourage all these young women to go back into work. But I am also pleased that we've got Kamuben Palan here, and she also looks into alternative therapies. So Kamu, can you please unmute yourself and share your thoughts a few minutes, please?
Sure, Krishna. Thank you so much. And thank you, CB Bhai. My thoughts about well-being, obviously, yes, it does help. And also what Krishnaji said about the care for the younger mothers. I do notice that owning a company, we have a big time issue when we have young mothers employed. Yes, they have a lot of responsibilities with the children, although the husband also helps out or the partner helps out. But unfortunately, it's always mostly the women who wants to have the time off. The men somehow just doesn't seem to get the time off, or they think they are in a better position than the women are. And I find that also in our in our company. But I do encourage the young women to come along, even with children. We used to have a little nursery for them olden days, but now obviously it is so expensive we can't afford it. And also, yes, you're right, Krishnaji, that the government should do a big time thing on the younger mothers. With the alternative well-being, I think people should continue with yoga, especially people who have got very stressful jobs and have got very much anxiety in them. Yoga does help a great deal. There are loads of classes going on online. People don't have time to go to the centers to learn face to face, but you can do it at your own leisure in the evenings. But again, I have noticed that a lot of people who do yoga also think that, I got everything online, I don't need a teacher, I can just do it myself. Do you know how many people are getting injured because of that? Because there is no qualified teacher explaining how to do, what to do, when not to do. And this is so important especially for women and for men, I guess. Lots of men are also looking after young children and looking after the households. They could do with it. And that's my view here. Thank you, Krishnaji.
Thank you.
Thank
Now
you.
go to Minal. Minal Jaiswal, please, if you would like to share your thoughts. Minal?
Hi, just because, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we were talking about women equality in workplace. However, I feel the charity begins at home. Okay. And where we need to work as an Asian community, and this is my own personal experience when I was dating someone who was very educated, um, just around when my brother passed away. And suddenly I had the responsibility, because all the male in my family had passed away, unfortunately. I was the eldest in the house then, and all I had to do was just collect the rent from the property here and to send it back home to my brother's children and my mom. And I was told that, okay, if you're going to marry, by his parents, if you're going to marry our son, then you need to just be our bahu, the daughter-in-law, and you do not need to, you are allowed to talk to your mom on the phone. But even if your niece and nephew, they come to London, they should not come to our house. And although we had a house here, my brother had a house here. So, and the guy was divorcee, I wasn't. I had no children, he had a daughter. I had to accept it. But when the roles were reversed, then of course we have to look after children. But many women now are looking after their parents. Okay. I am very lucky. I am blessed with an amazing husband who never stops me or anything. I do remember telling the family that, why don't you meet someone from an orphanage? And then she will not have a family and she will not support her family. I am educated thanks to my family. And if I don't do this, I will not respect myself. But coming back to this, there's a friend of mine who has a mother, okay, who's like in late 80s, and she never, whoever she dates doesn't want to marry her because they think there is an added responsibility. So when women take on the responsibility of their in-laws, there are very few men who would do that, and then they say they are more powerful than us. So I actually think we have always, as women, been more powerful. I don't agree with Sinu. So I think I am very powerful, and I'm more powerful than my counterparts. So Shakti is women, okay, be it our mother, okay, be it us. I mean, so, and that is always going to remain like that. Men do not have, in my experience, I mean, of course, I've met men who are very helpful, and my husband shares most of the responsibility. But how many families in UK, Asian families, would allow their daughter-in-laws to look after their parents and be okay with it? So this is also something we need to consider.
I think that's a perfect, very good point that you're making, and I think this is such an interesting discussion. But I'm just conscious of time, so I think we will have to have another session again, CB Pai. So before we conclude anything, I will like to request CB Pai to come in now and share his thoughts about the International Women's Month. All yours, CB Pai.
Krishna Ben and all the bands and decrees. And even because I remember most of you are my daughter's age, my granddaughter's age, and also our great granddaughter also. You made me very proud. To me, it was very educational, very humbling. Krishna Ben, you did a fantastic job. Kokira Ben and Krishna Ben and Maya Ben, Kanti Ben Nagala at the backup also, Nilesh Bhai, Sujit Bhai, Mahesh Bhai, Asha Ben, Tanisha Ben. So many people I can recognize, and so many also I would like to mention. I was very happy to see one of my oldest friends, Hansa Ben Catania, also I saw the things. Kamu Ben Karya. I'm so happy because Kamu Ben also, I want to help Kamu Ben for various programs on yoga also. But Krishna Ben and Kanu Ben, Chinu should know this girl from Manza. There are so many girls from Manza, including my own wife is from Manza. They are really very multi-talented. Thank you very much, Kamu Ben. And believe me, when I look around, I also saw Meena. I heard about you, Kogram, and told me we met before. Look, I tell you, women nowadays don't require sympathy. They just require the respect they deserve. So you made us know many things. Today my hearing had worked very well, Christabel. I'm surprised. I got a problem. Also, I must Ravi Banot and Sushma and Pranav and his wife Davda, I forgot the name. But to me, Ravi's father and mother were my patrons. I remember to know them for almost 50 years. Here I want to have two more things also. Last Monday, we had a major event in central London with the RAF. I think some of you were there. It was, in a way, women in conversation. Today, Christabel also did the same thing. I know exception by Ravi and me were men, but this is important. You women don't realize when you listen to you. And if you are, Mahesh will understand, we get the message. We are not so stupid. When people like you who are intelligent and who care about it and compassion. So when I look at it this way, Air Commodore Wendy was there on Monday.
Yes.
Also, being cordial leader Amir Khan were there. Rupanjana, my managing editor. And I must tell you, Asian Voice and Gujarat Samachar New Life for the last 52 years. Most of the managing editors were women. To be honest, they are there because they are talented. And without them, we won't have survived. I would also like to mention 2-3 more small things also. This is just one of the things. We are doing, this we have started a new initiative. Christabel, because so many information letters demand that don't stay in London, go to Scotland. So on 28th of March, we'll go to Nairobi. We've got a lot to learn from our friends in Nairobi. It's a large diaspora. Similarly, we've got plans to do many other things, but we require help. We require, people say, why don't you do it in English only? True. But I don't know how to do it. Because what is the Krishna Ben and Kokila Ben and Kanti Bai and one or two? Why don't you approach me? Give me a theme. Sushma, don't be shy. Look, to you, you are more than my daughter-in-law. Ravi, I tell you, you got so much talent. You can help us. Running a separate Zoom, not only on Thursday, 3 o'clock is Gujarat Samachar Women's Day. Gujarat Samachar. Anybody, Chinu, don't be shy. You mentioned about husband. Have you got children? How many? Wonderful. Look, all of you, you know my number. I tell you, Kokiraben, you look very beautiful with the goggles on. Don't be shy. We all have some problem. But to go back quickly, I think this Women's Day is not just for a day. I genuinely believe, from my mother's photo is always there behind my desk. Men will not do much without women. And equally, women also need men. It's a wonderful partnership. I would say, Kamini Ben, I must mention this book. I will be very frank. The book is in another room. I saw a book called Millennial Moment about the Abu Dhabi Mandir. I'm writing a column. I tell you, that temple is not just BAPS Hindu Mandir. It's a unique Mandir, unique tribute to human race. Imagine that the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi gave 27 acres of land, prime site for Hindu Mandir. And he insisted it's a proper Mandir, not just a hall. Yeah. So the world is changing. And it is because of the women. The women, and I know I have been to Middle East. First time I went to Dubai was in 1973. Middle East is different than what it was before. You women, whether in Arab name or Hindu name or Christian, Sikh, I don't want to worry. I think the variety of your talent and what we do is the various parts of this country. So next week on Monday, we'll have an event on Holi festival. I believe Indians are very lucky. We have festivals every day, sometimes 2 or 3 in a day also. So 24th and 25th, Holi and Dhureti. Also Jains have a big festival. So next Thursday, we'll have Vinod Kapasi, very eminent scholar, a gentleman. We'll also talk about it. But let me end up with a good note. Some 50 years ago, and I'm only 87 years old, not very old. I know, Chinu, and somebody said, I want to live a long life. That's why I take care. That's why I'm vegetarian. I hardly drink. I stop smoking. I regularly walk. But I'm coming to an important news. The science is part of life. Today, the news are that the cancer is now becoming more under control. The people who were diagnosed with cancer live longer and more healthy lives. So with that note, science is our advantage. Our tradition, our philosophy, our theosophy is our advantage. So thank you very much, Nari Shakti. Nara and Nari Shakti, thank you very much, Krishna Ben and Kokila Ben and everybody. Namaskar. Thank you.
And thank you everybody for joining in today, and let us hope that we all do better things in life and see how we can make all a difference. So thank you once again to Gujarat Samachar, Asian Voice, and special thanks to Kokila Ben for initiating this as well. Thank you all.
Thank
Have
you
a good
all.
day. Yeah, so there is Holi for Minal Jeswal in London. There's Assamese dance for Chinu Kishore coming up on March 22nd and then 23rd, and the Holi festival. And so all the best to everybody. Thank you. Bye for now.